Hello guys and welcome again back to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. Okay, so in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to achieve a full skirt, a full A-line skirt. We're going to be using the slash and spread, so this is what we came up with at the end of the day. Let's just get started. Okay guys, so I already have some lines on my pattern paper here which I'm going to explain to you. So this is the fabric that I'm going to use, that we're going to cut it into when we are done. So the lines that I have here, this is our waist line, and then this is our hip line, this is our knee line, and then of course the full length of our skirt. So the next thing we are going to do now, so all of these lines, use your own applicable line. So from my waist to my hip is 9 inches, and then from my waist to my knee is 19.5 inches, and then the full length that I'm making use of for this skirt is 44 inches. So these are the applicable measurements. So use your own measurement. So I'm going to use my waist measurement. The waist measurement that I'm going to use for this is 32 inches. Okay, so when I divide 32 into 4, I'm going to have 8 inches. So I'll come to the waist part like this. So this is the waistline. I'm going to add that 8 inches, and then I'll add 1 inch for that, and then I'll add 1 inch for stitching allowance. So this is the point here, and then I'm going to come to my hip line. So for the hip line, I'm using 38 inches. Okay, so when you divide 38 into 4, this is what I'm going to have. So you divide 38, just divide, go ahead and divide your measurement into 4. So I'm going to have about 9.5. I'm going to mark that 9.5 here, and then I'm going to add an allowance of about 2 inches. Okay, so after adding that, what I'm going to do now, so let's connect these two lines first. So I've connected that line up to the hip line, so you can see how it looks. And then the next thing we're going to mark is our knee line. So for the knee line, I'm going to check what do I have here. That's the hip measurement plus the allowance. So I'll check that out, and then I'm going to take out 2 inches from that measurement. So I'm going to place it like this. Okay, so after placing that, I'm going to use my pattern curve to, okay, blend it in like this. And then the next thing, for the down part of our skirt, so it depends on how wide you actually want the down part to be. So you do your normal regular A-line skirt. So most times when we're doing our normal regular A-line skirt, you can use 15 inches for the width of the down, or you can use 16 inches. So for this, we're just going to go with the regular 15 inches. So I'll mark the 15 inches, and then I'm just going to do this like this. So you can see this is just a simple, this is a simple A-line skirt. And then the next thing now, we are going to cut this off for our skirt. So the next thing, I'm going to add my dart. So you can see this is your regular A-line skirt. I've not curved the down. So to curve the down is a simple process. I can just come up like this. I'll come up by 2 inches like this, and then I would use my pattern curve to do this. Just blend that into my pattern. So with this, I have a beautiful bottom curve for my skirt. Okay, so that is that. Then the next thing, so for the dart, because it's important, we use it here. So for the dart, I'm going to use half of my bust pan measurement. So the bust pan measurement that I'm making use of for this skirt is 4.5, which is, that's the half is 4.5. The full one is 9 inches. So you divide that into 2, and then I'm going to mark this, and then I'm going to come down by 5 inches. So after coming down by 5 inches, I'm going to connect that with a straight ruler like this. And then I'm going to take out 1 inch from my dart. So taking out 1 inch, I'll come this way by half of an inch, and then half of an inch on this side. So all of those lines, I'm going to blend them into this part. So this will be the dart that I'm actually taking for my skirt. Okay, so we are done. So the next thing, so this is your regular a-line skirt. So the next thing now is the main tutorial for today, how to use this. We're going to use the slash and spread to turn it into a very full a-line skirt. So you can see most of all these skirts that we use for our ashwebi beautiful dresses. So how do you use this? How do you adapt this into that style line? So that's what we are actually going to do. So the next thing, now we're going to use slash and spread. So I'm going to slash this pattern right now and then we'll place on the fabric. Okay, work we're going to work from this knee part, this knee line part. So that's what we're going to work from. So we're going to mark lines on our pattern. So we have 15 inches here now, so I'm going to divide that now. So let's do it from the knee part, it's easier to do. So what we have here on the knee, that's what we're going to use. So I'm going to mark this. I'm going to use 2.5 inches and then another 2.5. So I'm just trying to check. Okay, so this is 2.5 inches and then this is another 2.5 inches. So I'll mark that and then I'm going to use my straight ruler. So I'm just going to mark this now. I'm going to connect it straight down and then I'm going to take the second one also. I'm going to connect this also straight down like this. Okay, so you can see we have almost added our dart lines on this. So the next thing now, we're going to slash this. So after marking it, so for this you can actually mark it however you want it really. So the next thing now, we are going to cut this. So we're going to slash this now up to this point, but we're not going to separate it. For instance, if you want to elongate this skirt, this is the way, so you can slash that way. And then the next thing, we are going to slash this line. So before we continue, I'm going to label them. Okay, so we don't mix them up. So the next thing now, I am going to fold my fabric on the table and then we are going to work with the fabric. Okay guys, so this is the fabric that I'm going to be making use of. So the next thing, I'm going to take my pattern and then I'm going to show you guys how to how to place it. So as you can see, this is why it's good for you to label in case the thing cut off. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm trying to place this properly and then before I spread out. So on this side, you are going to make sure that your skirt is equal. This up top part, you are not actually not spreading anything, so make sure it is equal, because if not, if it is not equal, you are going to have excess and that's going to spoil the measurement. That's the original measurement. So the next thing now, I'm going to spread this. So you can see, just take a look at the way I am spreading. I'm actually spreading this. So you can open them up, you can decide to just open them up, or it totally depends on what you want, how much spread you want. And then the next thing you are going to do, you are going to check how many inches are you using to spread. So you can see for this one here, I have about 7 inches, and then for this I have about 8 inches, and then for this I have about 8 inches. This is going to be a very full skirt, like the picture on the thumbnail. So that's what you are going to get. The next thing, I'm going to show you how to trace it out to achieve that beautiful full skirt. So you are going to trace out. So if you already have allowance on your skirt on the pattern, you don't need to add any more allowance to it again. So next thing, I'm going to mark this like this, and then for this side you are not going to mark anything. So the other thing that you are going to do on this side, when marking this edge, you need to open up your hand a little bit, okay, so that part of the skirt does not get shortened, okay. And then this part, you are just going to blend it so you can see. I just want you to take a look at how the shape is. This is a very simple process, so you can see how the shape actually looks like. So with this, after cutting this, you're going to have a very beautiful full skirt. So you don't really need to have any problem. Once you follow this tutorial, you'll be able to do that. So now the next thing we're going to do, we're going to cut it out and then we're going to check it out, okay. So you're going to cut. So I'm going to open this up now and then I'll place it on my mannequin for us to see how it looks like. So if you are cutting the back also, you cut it the same. The only thing that you're going to add to the back is the zip allowance, and that zip allowance is going to be on this side. So the same thing pattern for front and back. So I'll place that and then you'll see how full our skirt looks. Okay. Okay guys, so at the end of the day, you can see this is what we have. If you want it fuller, you can increase the measurement. You can spread it out more than I did. Thank you guys.